Hey, everybody. Welcome to Geeking Out with my first official show in the new digs. So, really loving it. Trying to get everything sorted out and everything, but it takes time. You want to get stuff right. But anyway, my guest tonight, everybody knows him, everybody loves him. He's a hell of a guy. He is very informational in his videos, and I've been looking forward to getting him on the show and seeing what he wants to geek out with. So, without any further ado, let's bring out Matt. Hey,
Hi,
Matt, buddy.
everybody. Can
Thanks
I
for
just
being
say,
here, man?
okay, well, A, I've worn the shirt tonight,
Nice shirt.
and B, can I just say that I feel very honored to be the first one to be interviewed in your new digs. I feel
Oh,
like you
geeking out, yeah, getting the geek out.
yeah,
You digs, but so how's everything going? All right.
pretty good. I've actually had some surprises on my channel this past week. I've had things like I'm getting more views than I've ever gotten, and it was really it was like it's been wow. Like all of a sudden, it's almost like the algorithm suddenly kicked and said, "You get to have some time now." They'll probably take it away next week, but it was still I'm letting it run as it lasts.
That's awesome, dude. That's really sweet. But well, before we let everybody know what you're geeking out about, let's say hi to the chat real fast. And let's see here, Mark, Archie.
Hi, Mark.
Welcome, buddy. I'm glad you're here. My good buddy Kay Munin.
Hi, Andreas.
And I can't have a show without the great and powerful Robbie Josephs.
Hi, Robbie. Long time no talk.
Yeah.
I spoke with him this afternoon. That's Hi, Michael.
Hey, Michael, just Michael. Thanks for being here, man. And my heterosexual life mate, Chaco.
Hi, Mike. Chaco.
But and somebody say Mr. Akins?
Yes, Mr. Akins. Hello.
Welcome. And my side piece.
Hi, Adam. Adam, I would like to say that I enjoyed watching your video from last night. I finished some of the after I had to leave, I finished some more of it, and you guys were looked like you were having the time of your life.
Yeah, that was I watched the whole thing. It was looked like it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch, but maybe get to play sometime. That'd be really cool. But this show, I bring someone on, let them pick, what they want to geek out about and carry on about, and up to an hour long. So Matt, what we geeking out?
Got a couple more people in the chat. Hi, Dope. Hi, Jason, archivist.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Hey, Dope, brother.
By the way, I've told Hagen this, but I haven't officially told anybody else. For those that were in FOMO Squad, White Claw is now available in Canada. So nice. I'm going to buy one of them. One of my live streams, I'm going to buy one and taste test it for the first time on camera during one of these shows.
All right. Nice. Okay, man. But
and tonight I've decided to geek out on a specific character that I know you love, Rich, and that a lot of people out there also love. I've decided to go with Conan the Barbarian.
Nice.
As a bit of a background, I've played Dungeons and Dragons since I was about 7, 8 years old. I had an older cousin who taught me how to play. One day he had to babysit me, not knowing what else to do. He decided to teach me how to play Dungeons and Dragons. And sure enough, I took to it, and the next 3 or 4 times I saw him, we played. And I got hooked and started buying books like almost right after that. And I stopped playing about 2 years ago because I ran out of time for everything. You just don't have. I decided because I was playing Dungeons and Dragons. I was collecting comic books. I was playing. I don't know how many people out there know the game Lord of the Rings Online. It's based in the Middle Earth thing, but it's a similar gameplay to World of Warcraft. That was a real time sink.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I had to give that up because this is like you didn't it was like seriously, you'd sit down, it's 7 o'clock, you think, oh, I'll just kill an hour before I do this. Next thing you know, it was 11 o'clock playing
Right.
these games
Yeah.
a lot. So I had
Yeah.
to stop. And like this was long before I started playing doing I have that one to show actually, dope.
But
The frost giant one that he was talking about.
all right. Yeah.
I think I got it right
So
here.
what
Yep.
was going to be your focal point of Conan? Is it just some
I'm
different?
just going to show covers I like. I will talk a
Okay.
little bit about Conan to get
All
for
righty.
those that don't know a bit of the background with Conan because there's
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
people. I mean, most of you know out there that of course he started as a guy who was in the pulps, right? He made his debut in a 1932 issue of Weird Tales, the pulp. But he has literally been in every form of media ever since. At some point, there's video games. He's even got a board game and an RPG. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how the board game is way out of print. I don't know who could get it or what, but it's out there.
Yeah.
You know,
Somewhere.
you know. They basically Robert E. Howard, who created Conan, he basically did this whole thing to do like a history of what he called the Hyborian Age, which basically was it was before the Ice Age in that sense. Atlantis was still it had been recent that Atlantis had fallen into the ocean. Conan himself is descended in the stories from Kull of Atlantis, and he's known as Kull the Conqueror or Kull the warrior or whatever. In
Yeah.
any given time, he's had so many different names on his books. Yet it's all one series because that's how people are.
Right.
And
Right.
and of course, people know that the country he's from is Cameria, and that he was born on a battlefield, and as a blacksmith's son, he will never, ever, ever hurt a woman if he can get away with it, and he always, always falls for the damsel in distress, as they say.
Yeah.
The current rights of Conan, though, are not owned by the Robert Howard E. Howard family because he didn't outlive his parents, and he had no children. He never got married. He took his own life. Basically, what happened was he was very attached to his mother, and his mother was on her deathbed, and he had decided he was going to kill himself right after his mother died.
Wow.
But medicine being what it was in the 1930s, they thought she was dead, and she wasn't, and he shot himself an hour before she actually died.
Oh wow.
And he actually expected his father to do the same.
Wow. I didn't know that. Yeah.
And that didn't happen. There are a lot of people don't know this, but Conan actually had a newspaper strip from September 4th September 1978 to April 12th of 1981. And there is a book that collects all these strips together out there. It's out of print, but it does exist.
Okay.
And that is something that every so often I look for because I have a few of the Savage Sword of Conan magazine collections that Dark Horse put out, and I'm trying to collect the whole run of the 1970 series.
Heck yeah.
And the current owner of the rights to Conan is a company by the name of, oh boy, Funcom? Funcom owns, okay, they bought out a company called Cabinet Group who had actually bought the rights. And so by their purchase of Cabinet Group, they own the rights. But Funcom itself is a subsidiary of another company, which I didn't write down. Probably should have. Conan's stories, all the stories that are in the old pulps, will be public domain as of January 1st, 2028.
Okay.
These are the things that I was looking up before. I thought, as I said, I'll have a little bit of a before I get into the books because then it doesn't look like, oh, I'm just going straight.
Sure.
And actually,
Yeah, very interesting, man.
the first book I have is the one that Dope mentioned. and that is Conan number 16.
Yeah, that's
This is
nice,
actually
man.
okay. Of all, I've read about 7 or 8 of the Conan stories, like that were from the. A lot of the stories that were in the pulps have been collected in various collections. If you go to the Wikipedia article on Conan the Barbarian, the general one, not the comics one, because there are two.
Yes.
Go to the general one, and they will list the books that have all the collections of the novellas and the essays and all the stories where he started with Conan. This is the second one ever written, was the Frost Giant's daughter, but it's probably the best known because it has the most comic book adaptations from it. Every single comic run of Conan, whether it's one that had 4 issues or one like this that had 275, has an adaptation of this story.
Sweet.
And the first one doesn't have as much because it was a little more complicated. I mean, those have read the Frost Giant's daughter knows that it's a pretty simple story. Conan was in a fight. Everybody else is dead. He sort of walks and he's dazed and he sees this woman, and chases it. She's leading him to her brothers, the Frost Giants, and he defeats them and she ends up, disappearing and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a
And yes,
badass cover.
Barry Smith's art is absolutely gorgeous, Jason. I completely agree with it. I
Yes.
agree with you there. The next one that I'm going to show before a bunch of randos is the first appearance of Red Sonja,
Yes.
number 23.
Number 23. Yeah.
This is the biggest book of the run that I have. I don't have number 1, and I don't have number 45 or number 24 yet.
I was going to say number 24. That's the first cover.
That's the first cover of Sonja, and his buddy, I don't remember his name.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I will say this, and I will say this to everybody. I read a lot of Conan. The problem I have with Conan is there's so many characters. He has a new friend just about every issue. He has a new girl just about every issue. It is really hard to keep track of the names, with the exception of Bailet, because he's with her for about 50 issues. So,
up and at him. He's blaming you, Matt.
yes,
Matt's going to make me finish my Conan run.
And this is the speaking about the different companies and stuff. This is the current issue, Conan number 25 of the Titan series. That's recent. It is the current issue. I got it last week on New Comic Book Day. So, and if you have not read Conan at all, I actually recommend you get this one, because this issue, Conan has a dream, and the dream shows his entire life. So you actually get bits and pieces of him going from born on the battlefield to his slave era, to his his I'm a thief era, then his era with Bailet on the ships, to his I'm a mercenary sellsword, and then he becomes the king.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
So
see, I was. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I would say I was collecting this new run, Titan run, because of De La Torre. His artwork is like he is John
this is
incarnated. Great. So, but I kind of dropped off of it when he left.
Yeah,
but he's doing Savage Sword full time. So.
And as an example, most of the books that I've got is actually from the Bailet era, where he was, her lover, her second in command while she was running the pirate ship.
Yeah.
And but I'm showing what I call cool covers. This one, he's being attacked by Gollum.
Yeah.
My precious, what are you doing? It's a Gil Kane cover, sadly. I mean, it's a Gil Kane cover. And to be honest, it's not that bad. It's 70s Gil Kane, not 80s Gil Kane.
Right.
But, and actually, I kind of like one of the things I like about Conan covers is they all seem to be majestic in some way.
Yeah.
Whether he's like this with a sword or he's got his arm around a woman, no matter what it is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
For example, here's Conan number 77, another Gil Kane cover. He's just, like he's in a bar fight. At one, well, it's not a bar fight per se, as you can tell by the skeleton there. I don't know too many
Skull,
bars
yeah.
that have skeletons lying around, but you know, it's an actual dungeon. If you read the book, he's inside a dungeon. So
Gotcha.
again, the D&D influence. Now, Conan, of course, is older than Dungeons and Dragons, but the whole idea of high fantasy becoming and sword and sorcery, right, was a
Right.
mix of the fact that Tolkien became so popular, and then Conan was already popular, and you throw it together, then you get guys like Dave Arneson and Gary Gygax who may end up making Dungeons and Dragons
Okay.
because they read all this stuff. And actually, the Robert E. Howard Conan novellas are listed in the Dungeons and Dragons Dungeons Master Guide, the original one, as if you want to learn more, read these.
Okay.
So they actually use Conan. Conan was actually the inspiration for the barbarian class. This is
That's
number
hard.
79 with a floating eye and a hot girl on the cover. Chonko, hashtag Chonko is not the only one that likes hot chicks.
Yeah. That's a John Buscema cover there.
Yeah, I believe so. It's really the thing I like about Conan is Roy Thomas wrote a lot of it, like a
Right.
good chunk of the run. But they got artists that went in and out, but they were always good artists. It wasn't like, oh, here's the new guy, let's just put him on Conan for a few issues and see what he can do.
Yeah, they actually carried
And
it on.
actually, Conan was in the top 5 to 10, depending on the year, selling books for Marvel during the entire 70s and going into the 80s.
Yep.
Here is Conan number 80.
Sweet.
Yeah. And another thing about Conan is he was about to, as he was said, the end of the 70s, he started to go down. And then the movie came out and up he went again with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
However, this run sadly ended because they did lose a lot. Here's 81, by the way.
Yeah.
It did lose a lot of favor, and they started low printing them by the time they got to around issue 225 on. It's a lot harder to get those last ones. I have more from this era than I do from the end. They are really hard to find, and when you get them, you're paying premiums because they're short printed, right? So, number 89. This is another cover concept that's there a lot. Big floating head of a sorcerer or something, and Conan's on the bottom. Sometimes alone, like this one. Sometimes with a companion.
Female. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, they're not always females necessarily.
Well,
sometimes
no. Yeah, I know.
The buddy. I call it the buddy of the week.
Right.
Okay. And this one is really cool. This is the number 90. Baelit's on the cover, and there's the big zombie type undead guy in the back.
See, I always liked her. Always liked her better than Red Sonja.
Yeah, and you know what? She is more suited for him. To be honest, the way she was written and the way she was, like she was his. And that does go back to the original novellas. There's 5 or 6 of them where Baelit is. This is like Baelit's not something they made up in Marvel Comics. She is there. They're companions. They're on the ship. They actually take a lot of stuff from the original Howard Robert E. Howard stuff in this, and that's one of the reasons I like this series so much. This is 91, and it's still only 35 cents. If Dave's around, see, And here we go. This is probably one of my top 5 favorite Conan covers. This is number 92, and you've got the skeletal giant coming after Conan. This just screams Dungeons and Dragons to me more than a lot of these other covers.
That whole fantasy world, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I don't have issue 100 yet. That's the death of Baelit. I have the issues around it, and I've already done a video on the issues that follow it, like the first 101, 102, 103, because I had the whole run of those of Conan, how he handles his grief. those were good stories. Those were really, really good stories. Women were throwing themselves at him, and he was saying no. This is number 94.
Oh,
Beast King
cool.
of the Black Coast. It's important to note too. One of Conan had a lot of nicknames and different names over the era. During the
Yeah.
Beylit area, the crew of the ship called him Amra, which meant lion in their language, and
Mhm.
he actually took that name. At least in the novellas, I'm not sure because I don't have enough of the last bunch of issues to know if he did it in the Marvel comics, but he did what Strider did and took that name and made it part of his house name. In the end, here's 96.
Yeah,
Nice
that's a
jungle
badass
cover.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is badass.
Mhm. And I believe that before her death, because I don't have 100, so I can't tell, but this is her last cover appearance before she dies that I have. And this is yes, Mr.
97.
Akins. I could do a Geeking Out with Dungeons and Dragons just as easily. You know, I
Yeah.
own all 5 editions of the game, 6 if you count the basic. So they're all over there. Anyways, this is number 97. So this is her, I think, her last cover appearance before she dies, unless she's on the cover of 100. If somebody knows that, they could tell me.
I'd have to
Yeah.
look at my stash.
Oh, I'm sure I could have looked it up. I mean, here's another cool one. This one is number 98, and this is the Sea Witch. It's the famous Sea Witch cover.
Cool.
I believe that after the Frost Giant story, this is one of the most favored novellas that was done as well. And this is one of the Beylit ones because it's Beylit that rescues him,
And it's 40 cents.
and it's 40 cents. And so that's number 98. I have 99 somewhere, but it's out and about, so I don't have it here. But here's 101. This is one of the ones. Okay, see, there you go. Thank you, Up and Adam.
Yep.
I'm really looking forward to getting that.
Yeah, those are so sweet.
Yeah, as I said, so these are the ones I have shown before at this point, but I just enjoy these so much.
Oh yeah, man.
Here's one where Conan goes up against a nest of vampires.
Nest of
Guess who
golems.
lives?
Yeah.
And here he kills the head vampire, ironically by cutting off his head.
Yeah.
Okay, Jason's comments are making me laugh. She's part hermit crab.
Yeah, Port River crab.
104 here, where he's fighting another excuse me. Another reason I like these things is because of the fantastic creatures.
Yeah, what they come up with, so cool. I could have a T-shirt of each issue. I swear, because of the front covers.
These stories supposedly take place 35,000 years ago. Okay, from the current time, because
Right.
it is Earth. I mean, if you look at the map, there's Africa, there's Europe and Asia, and then there's this one area that sort of looks like Britain. Okay, off the side, but they don't go into North America, South America, so I guess they don't drive that. They don't sail that far. But we got 105, another ghost sorceress.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes, I think so. And here's another cool one. This is a typical Conan cover. Conan going into a battle with a woman on one hand and a sword in the other.
Yeah. Priorities, man. You gotta
Priorities.
He's thinking ahead, man. He's thinking after the battle.
And this is the last one that I brought tonight. I'm sorry I'm going a little fast. Maybe I should have gone a little slower here.
That's all right.
This is this is an example of what I'm talking about in the period where he was mourning Beylit. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
He's fighting the beast, but here's a woman who threw herself at him, and he said no. He keeps saying no. She throws herself at him like 4 or 5 times. Yes, the pics are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And one of the things, okay, so now that I've gone through the books, I will continue to geek out with information a little here. One of the
Okay.
cool things I like about the Hyborian age is a lot of the people and even the country names are similar to enough to actually, ancient civilizations of our own
Mhm.
and
Right.
or current named areas. Like someone put throughout the word the Picts. Yeah, Jason here. The Picts are an actual people who lived in Scotland.
Yep.
Okay, so they as an example, that they have Viking type characters who live in a northern cold area. The Aesir, I believe they're called. You've got as you go east, you run into Bulgar type like Bulgars. Then there's the Stygians who are similar to the Ottomans,
Yeah.
and you've got, of course, the African, well, the black, they call them the Black Kingdoms in the African area. That's where all the guys who are their crew comes from, and they're in that area, the equatorial areas of Africa. And then you've got this mysterious island that's similar to Madagascar, and then you've got the I'm not sure the name, but it's like similar to Hindustan in the area where India is supposed to be. And
Yeah.
then, of course, keep in mind that this is the 1930s. It wasn't exactly the nicest of times either for this sort of thing. And then, of
Right.
course, they actually talk about Cathay, which is the old name for China, and that's a mysterious land far to the east that nobody really knows about.
Yeah.
The vast majority I find of the areas that Conan's books take place is everywhere from south of Chimeria, from Aquilonia, where he ends up being king, all the way down to the African Black Kingdoms and everything in between. He spends an inordinate time with the area of the Shemites there. The Byzantinian / Egyptian guys,
Right.
and he spends like a lot of time there because those guys, the Stygians, I believe, yeah, the Stygians are the biggest enemy that seem to keep coming up over and over again.
Hmm.
Yes, Jason, I'm going to spoil 40-year-old comic books.
Yeah. That's why I put that up there. It was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I like Conan because I'm a big fan of sword and sorcery in general, but Conan in particular because he's well known. We all know that, but because of that, I got to see the movie when I was young. The summer of 1981-82, between those two summers, I think I saw Conan, Raiders of the Lost Ark, over and over and over again because
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark, even though it's more modern day, still had that cool, it's an adventure thing, and I just was really into that. Actually, I owned back then. I had the Indiana Jones role playing game that came in
Oh,
the
wow.
box from TSR
Yeah. That's
back in
awesome.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played it 3 times, and it was like, okay, we're out of adventures now, and I don't know if we can write them because they were very specific to characters. That game system, you had to take one of the characters. You
Yeah.
couldn't make up a character. It was like, okay, for this game, you're Indiana Jones, you're Short Round, you're Marion Ravenwood. It was not a make a character like Star Frontiers was, or Top Secret, or Dungeons and Dragons, where you get to make things from scratch. So,
Yeah. I agree
well,
with you,
you know what?
Jason.
I agree with you too, Jason. And actually, there's talk that might happen where they have a Schwarzenegger now is back. He needs money. Apparently,
Yeah. Make
apparently
Conan.
the divorce bled him dry, and the 8 years he was governor and couldn't work, didn't help either. He
When
gets residuals, but a lot of them go to his ex-wife. So
when when did you first get into Conan?
I found out about Conan probably about 1981, 82, around the same time I was discovering Marvel for the first time.
Okay.
Because one of the reasons I hadn't, yes, I get that, Mr. Akins, D shout outs. But There's this game called Desperation and Dice. Anyway, so yeah, so I discovered it the first time. In that era, the comics were about 50 cents, 40 cents. So it was just after, it was around the time, it was not long after the books, the last books I shown.
Yeah.
And of course, once I read one and I asked my friends, does anybody have any Conan? And of course, well, yeah, I got a couple here and got a couple there. And I got right into it. As I said, when the movie came out for Conan, I was so cheesed. I couldn't go because it was 18 plus in Canada. I don't know what it was in the United States, but
The same here, but I conned my mom into taking me for my birthday.
Well, when it came out on video, it was unlike, like some of those other movies like Star Wars that took forever to come out on video.
Right.
It came out on video rather quick. So by the winter of 81, by the winter after the summer, I was able to see it for sure. And my parents didn't stop me from seeing it. So I watched it probably 15, 20 times back then.
Oh, man.
I've also watched the one with Jason Momoa. And although it has its very interesting points and there are some good parts to it, does not hold a candle to either Conan 1, Conan 2, or even Red Sonja with, what's her name there? Nielsen, Brigitte Nielsen.
Brigitte Nielsen, yeah.
And I do agree with you, Adam. That was the best James Earl Jones haircut ever.
Yes, it was, man.
What I felt, by the way, for those that don't know, Tulsa Doom, who is the James Earl Jones character in that movie, actually started as a Cull villain in the stories, and he was in the Cull. Right. He was in the Cull comic books. I think I got a couple of those here actually, because I was just looking at them. Yep. Here's a couple Culls. Cull number 1, because I just bought it not too long ago, the last show I went to.
Nice.
Yeah. And Cull number 25.
See, I'm going to start getting me the run of those myself, I think.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about
it. I got them for decent prices, and it was like, oh, well, I'll get number 1. But here's an example. Number 1 says Cull the Conqueror. Number 25 says Cull the Destroyer.
Yeah. They had a copyright infringement somewhere, probably.
No, they just it was a case of they thought that the Conqueror sounded better, so they changed the name.
Okay.
Stan Lee and his and his naming things. The Invincible Iron Man, the Incredible Hulk, the Average Matt, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's my geek out.
That's today. Your geek out. All right.
Conan is sort of a guilty pleasure for me. Although everybody now knows about it, so it was not such a guilty pleasure anymore. Yeah. I am actively trying to put the run together. I don't know how much of the run you have. I know that Mr. E, the low grade king, if anybody knows who that is, he has a complete run of Conan. I think at one point Bjorn, who I've not seen in the longest time, I hope he's okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about him today myself. I'm sorry. I was just
no. It's valid. Like we all know that Bjorn is one of the nicest people out there. I mean, he's named Son of Crom.
Yeah,
we know he's a Conan fan. I even got a Conan magazine off him from one of his giveaways.
Yeah, he sent me the first appearance of Swamp Thing.
Yeah, very cool. He sent me a Superman thing.
I'm sorry.
Like, I mean, he is one of the nicest guys on YouTube.
Oh, man.
Stevie D. Stevie D, I think, was speaking of him. I think he's bought some Conans. Maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to think I've seen him on Conan on his channel as well.
I think he's got a few, yeah. No, my run mainly consists, my Conan run is mainly consists of the John Buscema, all the ones he did. And then I've gotten Barry Windsor Smith. I've been picking away at the Barry Windsor Smith ones also. So
yeah, there's also this current magazine, The Savage Sword of Conan, that I'm buying as well.
Yeah.
Actually, I had the luck that one of the guys who did he did a couple issues of Conan. I interviewed him at the Ottawa Comic Con, and he's a local guy here, so I was able to see original pages, and he was selling hotcakes at the show. So
now that Savage Sword, is that the Del Torre? interior art? Because he was doing Savage Sword
I haven't read this
interiors.
yet,
Okay,
but his name is not. Oh yeah, Delatorre is right there.
right there. Okay, I thought he was. I was thinking he was still on that. So, but yeah, he's that dude, man. I know. I mean, some people
Jeff
think that
Isherwood was the name of the Jeff Isherwood was the name of the man I was thinking of, the artist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was taking
But
me
you
a
met him
minute.
at the Ottawa Con, you said?
Yeah, he lives in the Ottawa area. He used to teach at our local. He used to teach graphic design at our local community college for years
Cool.
and years. But he's been here for a long time. Alan and I were talking to him one time, and then Ottawa Comic Con, I asked him for an interview because I got to see all the Conan books. That
Yeah,
guy can draw. Holy smokes!
that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome.
So I'm sorry if I come up a little short tonight there. I
No,
didn't
no.
realize how fast I was going to go through those. I didn't want to get into, I could have quite easily gotten into what was in every book, but I'd rather, first of all, the last few we did, I've already done a video about them. And honestly, I want people to read them themselves. That's a
Right.
lot of what I do. I do give synopsises of a lot of the stories, but I try not to give the whole book away so that everybody has something to read
Yeah.
and look forward to.
Yeah, that's a good way to go about it, man. No, you're fine. That's like I tell everybody that when they come on, it's up to an hour. You
Mhm.
don't feel like you have to go the whole hour. It's however whatever time it takes, and just as long as it's under an hour, so that's good. No
One of
worries.
the coolest, one of the coolest thing was that for a little while after I discovered the barbarian class for that game Deer and Doorknobs, I started playing the barbarian quite a bit. But I actually personally, I started to find him a little dull as a player because it was always the same thing. Oh, I swing my axe.
He's asking
And
if favorite
Jason,
Conan
yes,
favorite
favorite
comic.
Conan. Actually, I'm really beginning to get into Gru, and I have Stevie D to blame for it because he sent me my first Gru the Warrior. And I've bought like 5 or 6 books since, and I'm just laughing. I always liked Sergio Aragones, so I mean,
Yeah, I used to collect them when I was younger. Used to collect those that whole run or that whole series, but when I was younger. But one of my
but
purges, I got rid of them a long time ago. I wish I still had them.
mhm. I mean, really, there's so many Conan. The problem is that there's so many imitators, whether
Imitators.
they're serious, like a Claw the Unconquered, or whether they're jokes like Gru the Wanderer. That
Yeah,
it's really hard to narrow them down. And that's the thing is like, I like sword and sorcery comics in general. I mean, I'll buy them. I'll buy any I see in a dollar bin. It's one of the reasons I like Warlord so much because
right.
Warlord is not only sword and sorcery, it's a Mike Grell book. And Mike Grell, as people probably figured out, is one of my favorite artists. So I mean,
Or yeah, yeah, he was
and
awesome.
I would love to see Mike Grell do Conan, but on the other hand, I don't think he needs to because he has his own character. So
Right. Yeah, yeah. That's several different artists. That's like I said, that Delatorre, him being new on the scene, and like he's a John Buscema
yeah,
reincarnated, man. But it really that's what made me get the new Titan series when it first started
yeah,
coming out
I
because of that
really
art.
the art has been great. Honestly, though, I've only been buying cover A's as per my usual thing because
Mhm.
but there's as usual for if you're into Conan and the variant covers, there's usually 3 to 5 variants depending. Hi, Lyle.
Hey,
Depending, of
Blau.
course. So up
That's
and Adam, I'm just going to point this out. I happen to have Warlord #1 out too right now. Is this one of them? You said first 2 Warlord books, and I mean, the 2
cool.
Warlord books are first issue special #8 and Warlord #1.
I gotta
So,
blame Nate. I gotta blame Nate on that. He's the one that got me buying them up too, man. Buying the Warlord, getting those. He FOMO'd me on that one. So
well, you know what? One of the things I like about Warlord, the series, it isn't just Warlord. Just about every book has a backup title. of some sort, whether it's Aryan, Lord of Atlantis, or Arak, Son of Thunder, or the Barren Earth, whatever it is. And to me, that kind of makes it an anthology book, which right off the bat makes it right up my alley. On top of it, it just happens that Warlord is the name of the book because he's the titleless character.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are some, like especially early Warlords. I got Warlord number 20, and I know number 1. They're full Warlord books. They go right through. But I mean, like what about issue 30 or so? They go to the split format, and it's pretty cool that way.
Well, before we go, Matt, you got anything you want to promote or push out? Or
well, the next time you'll see me live on, I have Mike from Lunch Money Comics coming on my Tuesday night show.
Congrats, that'd be awesome.
You know, and after that, the Superman show next week. I haven't lined up a guest. Like I haven't confirmed anybody yet, but I've got some feelers out.
Prospects.
Yeah, you were on there with, I believe I had you on the Sunday Superman show at one point.
One time, yeah. Yep. Yeah,
I'm trying to get. I see what I'm trying to do with the Superman show is I'm trying to spread around because I like to see what every different person has for their Superman collection, what they like.
Yeah. But thanks everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming by and hanging out and geeking out with us.
I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, that was thank you for doing this, Matt. It was as always very informational, and it's always a joy to hang out with you and talk to you, man. I like you, so that always matters.
Lyle's my guest after. That's right. Lyle's coming back on the 4th on my Tuesday night show. He's got like 106 more new boxes that he's got to go through. So,
but we'll put a feeler out there myself. If anybody is interested in doing this show, hit me up on Instagram and send me a DM or whatever you want to call it, Insta message or whatever it's called on Instagram. But hit me up.
You may want to come on and geek out about Dungeons and Dragons. I mean,
it's an open format as far as whatever you want to geek out about. So if anybody's interested in coming on, come on. Right now, I don't have anybody solid lined up for next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that, Nate Hoya Comics will be on, and he already told me what he's going to geek out about. And
I'm hoping it's Dazzler.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious is somebody pointed out, like, when my Dazzler video came out about a week ago or something, and everybody's telling me, how cool that is. Well, since I did that video, I've picked up 4 more issues of Dazzler. I may have a Dazzler 2 video. So, but anyway,
that's pretty funny. But all right, guys. Well, I should have I actually shot a video. I was telling Matt earlier, I actually shot a pre-made video on some books that I received in the last week or so. It's Unboxing Palooza is what it's going to be called. So many boxes.
I'm sure Palooza will be happy to be out of the box.
Yeah. That'll be out tomorrow. But with that, guys, let's see. This weekend they got the Comics Curing Cancer thing going on. It's like a 3-day event. There's a different. You can get on their Instagram, and he's posted pictures of the list of each day. Like Friday, there's this many people's doing it, and then Saturday, this many people's doing it, and then Sunday. So it's all 3 days of that. Raise a little money for cancer, because, like I said, I think everybody in some form, shape, or one or another has been touched by cancer. So it's always good to help out where you can. So check any of those. Like I said, get on Instagram, look that up, and see what what shows you might want to watch. Get on there, support, and buy some comics. You never know, you might find something halfway good. So
I'm hoping to bid on things that Adam has been doing. Adam is one of the artists, by the way, that's been doing some stuff for the Comics Curing Cancer.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, Christina, Christina Payne has been a big person who's been organizing a lot of this stuff. So let's give her a shout out.
Yep. Always big heart to Christina. Big
Mm-hmm.
heart, big heart. How you do the hearts?
Well, she's
Always got
doing
a
the
big
one.
heart.
She's doing the heart. She was the one that arranged it to get Adam, for example, to do a heart.
Yeah. But all right, man. Well, thanks again, Matt. Thanks for doing this, and we'll bedazzle on out of here. And you have a safe trip, Matt,
Thank
and
you.
have fun. And we'll see you again soon. All right, guys. See you later.
Bye, everybody.